Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I have another vintage quilt block. Today it's called the Dewey's Dream Quilt Block, and this is another 10-inch block, and here is the finished block. So we have a 9 patch in the middle, and we have some half square triangles and single squares, and I think it's a cute block. So I hope you'll stay with me and I'll show you how to make this block. Okay, here are the fabrics that you need to make the Dewey's Dream Quilt Block. For A, you're going to need 5 2.5-inch squares, and for B and D, you're going to need 6 3-inch squares. So one is a color print and one is your background. And this is for your half square triangles, and I'm using triangle paper here. And for C, you need 4 2.5-inch squares, and for E, you need 4 2.5-inch squares. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to make my half square triangles. So I'm going to use the B and the D fabrics with the triangle paper. Okay, now I'm going to use the triangle paper here, and there are different brands out there. So if you decide to use triangle paper, just follow the instructions for the brand that you're using, and they should give you directions on how to cut your fabric, you know, how big to cut your pieces, and what lines to sew on. On my paper, I sew on the dotted lines, and I cut on the solid lines. And I don't worry a whole lot about what size to cut the fabric, as long as the fabric is larger than the paper, I should be good to go. Now, one thing I am going to do is to drop my stitch length down to 1.8, and that helps keep the stitches secure when I rip off the paper, and it helps perforate. It gives you more perforations per inch, so the paper tears off easier. Okay, so now I'm ready to lay out the pieces for the block. So I'm going to take the C squares and the E squares and the A squares and the half square triangles, and start laying out this block. So I'm going to start at the top. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to lay a half square triangle, and it's going to go face in. Another half square triangle, and this one will face the opposite direction. And then I need a C square, another half square triangle, and another half square triangle. So that's the top row. And then here's row 2. And this is going to be the A and the E squares. So an A and an E, another A, and a half square triangle. And that one goes out. And then a C square, an E square, an A square, an E, and a C square. And then we're going to do half square triangles again with an A square. And that A square is going to go here, and then we need the E square here and another half square triangle. So on this one, if you notice, all of the this is correct. This one goes this way. All of the colors go together, so you can see the teal colors all together, and you're forming this kind of a half of a hexagon or a third of a hexagon there. Okay, half square triangle, and watch your diagram for your placement, because it's easy to get things turned, especially since you're using, you know, all the same pieces, and getting half square triangles turned is real easy to do. So here we go, and I'm going to double check with my diagram, make sure everything looks correct, and I'm going to sew all these pieces into rows, and then I'll sew the rows together. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to sew the first 2 pieces of each row together, and I'm using a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, so now I need to press the seam, so I'm just going to press one row to the left, the next row to the right, and just do that all the way up the block. Alright, now it's time to sew the rows together. So I'm going to make sure I've got them laid out the right way, and then match seams and sew them together. Okay, now the block's ready to press, so I am going to kind of let it tell me which way it wants to go, and it's probably not going to matter a whole lot. It's like these two want to go this direction and this one wants to go this way, so we're going to press the way it's wanting to go. And once again, if you like pressing your seams open, you can do that. I have my own opinion about pressing seams open, but I'm sure you do too, but whether you do that or not, so there we go. I think that looks pretty good. I think my points came out pretty well, so I'm happy. So this is the Dewey's Dream Quilt Block. Okay, well that is it for the Dewey's Dream Quilt Block. I think that turned out pretty well. You might hear my dog in the background. She's under my feet here. But I like this one, and I like the teal and the yellow together, so I think that's pretty. So this is another 10-inch block, and you could easily make this a 15-inch block if you wanted to. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.